The 2:54 mark of the game. The Lakers get a stop and have a chance to go down to the other end and take the lead, but LeBron loses the ball. All right, for you real Laker fans, to celebrate your emancipation from LeBron James, I'm providing you a reading of LeBron James's last minutes as a Laker. Fanboys, come out and play. Okay, so I've been trying to think about how to address fanboy denialism. And I was going through my own breakdowns of the game and thinking, is this as bad as I think it is? I'm seeing it, but all these fanboys claim it doesn't exist. What if I read a description of what's taking place on the court? Let me explain one source of inspiration for this, and that's LeBron fans after I initially released the breakdowns of how bad LeBron James performed while facing elimination. The ultimate time for a great, for a competitor, for someone who actually cares to be their best, to make sure that the ultimate in sports humiliation does not happen. And how did LeBron perform? Well, I've already shown you, and it didn't matter and it didn't work. And fanboys responded by saying, well, then how do you explain that he's an all-time great? Have you ever asked yourselves that question? Instead of constantly pushing the burden of proof onto someone else, have you ever stopped and asked yourself, for example, the on-off court bullshit that you get fed about LeBron being on the floor being a positive, when I show time after time after time that when LeBron James goes to the bench, the Lakers start to make a comeback, and when he comes back in the game, the Lakers fall apart again. Have you ever asked yourself how what I'm showing, not claiming, not going on a podcast and engaging in revisionist history, showing, you fucking idiots, showing. Have you ever asked yourself how it's possible for the media to come away from this with a positive review? Have you ever wondered if maybe it can't be true? Before I begin, one other point of contention, one other topic. Why are you talking about LeBron now? It's the off season. Have you stopped talking about LeBron? Has the LeBron James media stopped talking about LeBron? Has ESPN stopped reporting on LeBron? Has LeBron stopped reporting on LeBron? By the way, did you know that Prime is actually paying for that piece of trash podcast, Mind the Blame, that LeBron goes on and starts whining and complaining and engaging in revisionist history during the NBA Finals? I mean, have a tiny fake bit of respect for the NBA and shut the fuck up until the goddamn finals are over. You fanboys are out here complaining about me. What do you have to say about LeBron James not shutting the fuck up and trying to steal away attention from the NBA Finals? What do you have to say about that? Well, he's an all-time great. Why shouldn't he be? Well, then why shouldn't I be allowed to criticize him? How about Rich Paul? Rich Paul Rich Paul has outdone Rich Paul with the fucking insanity that he started spewing out the second that LeBron James was eliminated, and somehow he's managed to not stop spewing out his insanity. But y'all want me to shut up. Y'all don't want me. I hate how I sound. I'm not going to talk like that. You guys want me to not talk about someone who is currently talking about himself and promoting himself and trying to distract from other topics and continue to funnel, one way or another, negative or positive, the news toward him. But I can't say anything about it. Got it. Let's proceed with my exercise, shall we? So this is the end of the fourth quarter. Could be the end of the first, second, third, or fourth, so don't let that excuse blind you. Could be just about any point in time in LeBron James's career. But in this case, being an elimination game, a time when you would think a true competitor would be at their best to make sure that they don't get eliminated, or at the least have a little bit of shame in the fact that you're going to be swept yet again. This is how he performed in that circumstance. Are you ready? Here we go. The Rui Hachimura three-pointer that ended up being a 4-point play, which came on the heels of LeBron James failing to make a needed three-pointer, really stood out to me. However, I'm going to back up a few minutes, and I'll cover all of it, because LeBron James was just utter trash. Trash, trash, trash. Wait, I was going to say at the end of the game, but the whole game. So let's start with 3:12. 3:12 left in an elimination game. The score is 105-100 in favor of the Thunder. Man, you could start to get a little bit down. The odds are stacked against you, but hey, it's the modern NBA, the three-point era. Anything is possible. And what do you know? Hachimura hits a three-pointer to bring them back within two, 105-103. The 2:54 mark of the game. The Lakers get a stop and have a chance to go down to the other end and take the lead, but LeBron loses the ball. LeBron stands there flaccid in the paint after turning the ball over. And then the Thunder not only got that rebound, but they score. And they not only score, they score on LeBron James. This makes it a 107-103 score in favor of the Thunder. Now at the other end, LeBron gives up the ball to Hachimura. Hachimura tries a difficult reverse and misses. Okay? Let's chalk up a negative to Hachimura. He wasn't perfect. At the other end, LeBron James, with no defensive assignment, with no responsibility apparently, other than to stand flat-footed and wait for an easy rebound to come to him, once again gives up an open lane to Chet Holmgren. He once again gets scored on, reacting too late and not jumping nearly high enough. Thus, LeBron James gets scored on again. Oh, you can't prove that. Ooh, fanboys, you just fell into the trap. I can, and I already have. I'm just talking you through it now. When all I do is talk you through it, where do you have to go from there? You can't prove that with the footage. Oops, I can, and I have. Click off, click off. Here's your chance, click off. Because at 1:48, LeBron James tries a three over the shorter Mitchell and misses badly. God damn, it'd be nice to have a clutch GOAT on your team in moments like this. Instead, you have LeBron James. I would be feeling pretty dismal at this moment as a Lakers fan. Like, that's a brutal blow. It's like, damn, we don't hit that, we're in trouble. Oh, except Rui Hachimura chases down LeBron's brick, steps behind the free throw line, and hits a three while being fouled. He hits the free throw, completing a 4-point play, so the Lakers, who were down and out, are suddenly back in again. Thanks to who? LeBron James? No! Not LeBron James. people who overcame LeBron James. Anyway, instead of the game being out of reach, it's back down to a 2-point lead for the Thunder. I need you to understand that during this desperate battle to survive while down in an elimination game, LeBron James has done nothing good. It's all negative. The rest of the Lakers are overcoming the guy who is dominating the media. So, anyway, back to the game, back to the play-by-play. After Rui Hachimura's 4-point play, at the other end, while LeBron stands flat-footed, the Lakers once again get a stop by Marcus Smart deflecting the ball. Marcus Smart's effort. Anybody even know that this happened? Because it sure didn't get mentioned. It was a crucial deflection, an important deflection. Smart's deflection goes to LeBron James, who knocks it clumsily the wrong direction, forcing Hachimura to dive on it. If LeBron James had dove on the ball, you'd still be hearing about it. Hachimura dives on the ball. A deflection created thanks to the effort of Marcus Smart. So, instead of the Thunder scoring again, the Lakers have possession. It remains a 2-point game, and they have a chance to go down to the other end. At that end, Jackson Hayes can't complete a contested shot. Okay. Jackson Hayes wasn't perfect. Does that make you fanboys feel better? Because as the rest of the Lakers run to the other end to make sure that the Thunder don't go up even further, LeBron James stops to adjust his armband. He just stays at the other end of the court for a while. Fuck it. It's just an elimination game. I got an entire media squad that's going to lie for me. What the fuck do I care? And thus, the outnumbered Lakers end up leaving Mitchell wide open. But what do you know? Mitchell doesn't hit it, so the Lakers are still alive. 40 seconds left in the game. The next offensive possession, Marcus Smart drives and finishes an extremely difficult layup over both Hartenstein and Holmgren. Extremely tall compared to Marcus Smart. You guys remember who LeBron James couldn't shoot over? Oh, right. His former teammate, way shorter. LeBron with the advantage can't complete the play. Marcus Smart with the disadvantage can complete the play and gets fouled and goes to the free throw line. Oh, wait. Is that the Marcus Smart who just created the deflection, which kept the Lakers alive? So fighting against all hope, they come to the other end, and Marcus Smart makes a layup, which turns into a 4-point play? What's LeBron contributing? What's LeBron contributing? Oh, he keeps taking the Lakers out of the game? So with this Marcus Smart free throw, the Lakers actually take a 1-point lead. Unbelievable. You'd think that this game was over multiple times, but the Lakers keep fighting back. When I say the Lakers, I mean the 4 guys on the court who aren't named LeBron James. Maybe you're asking, well, what was LeBron doing on that play that Marcus Smart was such a hero? Surely he had something important to do with it. No, he was standing in the corner. Yeah. Yep. Well, you can't prove that. Actually, I already have, and you already denied the visual proof. So now I'm trying to talk you through it. Where do you go from here, fanboys? If you want to deny what I'm saying and run to visual proof, that's not a very safe landing place for you. What do you know? At the other end, after Marcus Smart's heroics, LeBron James blows it on defense. Again. That's right. Hartenstein passes to Chet as LeBron overplays on Hartenstein. LeBron is dunked on again. This gives the Thunder a 1-point lead. Lakers call a timeout. JJ, being LeBron's slave, calls a play for LeBron. 24 seconds left. LeBron drives on Caruso and can't make the layup. Let's go back in time a few seconds and remember Marcus Smart completing a layup against the outstretched arms of both Hartenstein and Holmgren. LeBron James can't score on Alex Caruso. Got it. The GOAT is who can't complete plays in the clutch. Yet we are focusing on him in the offseason and promoting him in the offseason, and he's the one throwing his teammates under the bus. Got it. Anyway, after LeBron misses an extremely important shot, he has the audacity to be the last one across half court, leaving his team in a 4-on-5 with 14 seconds left. Who the fuck leaves their team in a 4-on-5 with 14 seconds left? Oh, right, LeBron. That's actually kind of par for the course. The Lakers are forced to foul, sending Shea to the foul line. This ends up being a 3-point lead for the Thunder. JJ takes Rui Hachimura out of the game. Just another example of why JJ shouldn't have a job, and yet this doesn't get talked about. This is glazed over by the media. Just not even glazed over. Just might as well have not happened. Only the independent content creators, the independent media will even talk about it. Just about the most insane decision you've seen since JJ Redick in the playoffs the season before. Anyway, he takes Rui Hachimura out of the game and puts in Maxi Kleber. I still don't really understand. Actually, I haven't even heard a good explanation for it. Anyway, Austin Reeves attempts a 3 and misses while LeBron watches flat-footed. Relieved that someone else will get the focus of the blame because, after all, someone else missed. And there was LeBron watching flat-footed as his teammate misses a shot that will ultimately take all the focus away from LeBron James. Here's what you need to understand. Absolutely nothing positive came from LeBron James in those minutes that I just read off. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing positive. In fact, not only did he not contribute anything positive, he was all negative. The Lakers kept fighting back against odds that were largely created by their own teammate. The Lakers were fighting against LeBron fucking James. And he threw his teammates under the bus at the end of the game. Bad news, fanboys. I've broken down all 4 quarters, play by play. There's nowhere for you to run and hide. I mean, yell and call me a hater and say that what do you do after calling me a hater? Say that I'm hating? Fucking idiots. So go to the footage. I guess this brings us to bonus time. So if you're still with me, here we go. Let's rewind to the 5:32 mark of the fourth. Hachimura, once again, hits a deep 2 that brings the Lakers to within 1 point. Did LeBron do it? No. Did LeBron hit that important shot? No. What did LeBron do? Well, LeBron was hovering around the half-court line, getting ready to get a head start to the other end. That was LeBron's contribution to Rui Hachimura making that important shot. I mean, he didn't pass it to Hachimura. No. In fact, it was Reeves who drove and then kicked out. LeBron didn't set a screen. He didn't draw defenders. He did nothing except prepare for an early exit to the other side of the court, where he, at the end of the court, thank God he got that head start to be down there to play the crucial defensive role of doing fucking nothing. He stood flat-footed once again. and contributed nothing on defense. Mitchell drives on the side of the court away from LeBron James. He gets Jackson Hayes to contest the shot. That leaves the rim unprotected unless you count LeBron James, who has no defensive assignment. LeBron James, who's guarding Casper as usual, could box out Chet Holmgren, could be aware of Chet Holmgren. Instead, Chet Holmgren enters the paint untouched, without resistance, and puts back the missed shot. Jackson Hayes, the defensive pressure Jackson Hayes put on that shot from Mitchell, misses, only for Chet Holmgren to come in uncontested and dunk it. Once again, scoring on LeBron James. Fanboys, are you glad that it rewound? What was LeBron's contribution? Well, to LeBron's credit, he kept his game face on. He told his teammates not to get down. He encouraged them. He said, inbound the ball quickly. Let's go down and take it to him. We're still in this. Don't put your heads down. Fight. Oh, no. Wow, that was an alternate reality. LeBron James went, God damn it. LeBron dropped his shoulders, shrugged his head in disgust. He made sure the world is thinking that it's some other Laker who screwed up, and that he doesn't approve of that screw up. That's the LeBron James move. That's the LeBron James move. The sad reality is not only is that a not classy thing to do, but it actually was LeBron's fault. But LeBron in that moment's priority was to deflect blame via body language. Which reminds me, I have yet another video to do about the J.R. Smith 2018 thing. Leader James, a guy who, in the same press conference that he threw his teammates under the bus, said that he led them, made sure that the whole world is, well, at least you sheep, at least those of you who are led easily astray, thinking, wow, somebody fucked up and it wasn't LeBron, because look at him, he's really upset. Who as an adult is actually fooled by that bullshit? Anyway, if I wasn't clear before, LeBron's lazy defense and lack of boxing out led to Chet's easy bucket. And even if it was a score that was due to a boneheaded play by a teammate, even if the reality that LeBron wants you to think took place had taken place, that is not what you need your team leader to do. What LeBron did is not what you need your team leader to do. Just put yourself in that position. Is that what you need your team leader doing in that moment? You're fighting and fighting and fighting. You're actually staying in the game somehow against all odds, and your team leader is busy going, The proper response is to not draw attention to it and move forward. Don't discourage your team. You need your soldiers by your side fighting. Anyway, 5:04 remaining in the game. LeBron two-hand shoves Dort, gets away with it, of course, in order to create space for himself. LeBron misses a wide-open three, but this is kind of inconsequential because despite the fact that LeBron missed, it's not going to go in the box score because the refs miraculously called a moving screen on Jackson Hayes, and he was moving all over the place. I think he was screening two people at once. And LeBron missed despite being wide open, but again, it's not in the box score. It's one of LeBron's many misses, not in the box score. At 450, Reeves has a nice drive, and after drawing the D, throws a wraparound pass to the cutting Hayes for a dunk. This brings the Lakers back to within one. I thought the Lakers were out of it yet again, and here they are fighting back. And what was LeBron doing? What was LeBron doing on that play? He had nothing to fucking do with that play. I wonder how many people even know that that play happened, because the announcers didn't bother to pay it any mind. If it had been LeBron James, we'd be hearing about LeBron's vision, LeBron's basketball IQ. LeBron James was taking a goddamn break on the perimeter, while Austin Reeves, also arguably unlikable and yet better than LeBron, drew the defenders and set up his teammate Jackson Hayes for a high percentage shot.
It was only a few minutes earlier that Reeves hit another extremely difficult three. He was trapped. LeBron was watching flat-footed from the other side of the court, not interested in helping, and Reeves found a way to get the shot up, and he made it.
Anyway, with 4:25 left, LeBron finally scores. Fanboys! Fanboys! Good job by rewinding to this point in the game. I had to admit, something at least technically positive happened. Of course, it was only made possible due to the bending of the rules. LeBron James staring at the ball while he dribbles, while shoving the defender off, Dort off with the other hand. Not only getting away with it, but being complimented for doing an illegal move. And then finishing at the rim, the only place that he can score. And mysteriously, as I pointed out in the actual film footage breakdown, all other Thunder players nowhere to be found. LeBron James, wide open lane, wide open dunk after being allowed to just shove Dort out of the lane entirely with his other arm. Anyway, it was ugly, it was awkward, and it was illegal. But 2 points credited to LeBron James. Good job, LeBron. I don't know who else could score while cheating. Cherish this legalized cheating, fanboys, because it's all you've got. At 3:46, Austin Reeves drives, stops, turns, and hits a fadeaway. Again, as I pointed out in the film breakdown, he does his ridiculous noise, expects a foul where there was no foul. But at least in his case, he made the shot. This is what we're reduced to with these disgusting NBA players today, who scream for a foul on every play. At least Austin Reeves made it. And what was LeBron doing? He was watching, unmoving on the perimeter. God damn. I really can't wrap my head around how he has fans. With 3:12 left, the only positive that can possibly be awarded to LeBron is an assist. A pass to Hachimura on the perimeter, which Hachimura hit. This was a clutch three that brought the Lakers back to within 2 points. So the real hero is Hachimura, whom you've already heard me mention hitting shots multiple times earlier in this play-by-play transcript. And here it is again. This time, I have to concede, LeBron James threw him the pass. That's all you have, fanboys. And that brings us back to where we started. What do you do right now, fanboys? You just call me a hater? Yeah, I am. I'm a hater who just went play by play and explained what happened. I read what happened instead of showing you what happened. You don't like me reading what happened? What do you want to go do and look at the footage? Because that ain't going to help you. What do you fanboys do? You're on to Nick Wright. You're into Stephen A. Smith. You're on to Shannon Sharp. Don't go to reality, because reality is not your friend. Trust me, neither am I.
If this was anyone other than LeBron James, who is so heavily protected by the media that you don't hear about his mistakes, if it was anyone else, you'd be hearing people analyze the fact that LeBron James ended his time as a Laker with a sweep. I mean, forget that he was a big reason that they were swept, the primary reason that they were swept. But how's that not a stain? And they're just pretending like that doesn't matter. You ended your time as a Laker getting swept. 8 years there. And he got swept twice. And gentleman swept another 2 times. 4 out of 8 times he lost in just pathetic, embarrassing ways. And then some of the other times he was saved by the fact that they didn't even make the playoffs. Yet we're hearing that LeBron's time in LA was a success. It was embarrassing. And this was a fitting last few minutes.
Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?